Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another lair of the Phoenix. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
She's
I
going
am
to be abusing it.
I am your host, James Phoenix, and this is a review, as you can see from the logo, of a wholly musical Batman to round out and finally finish the Spring of Starkid. Joining me for this review, from the Shadow's Maw, Marcus Shadow.
You're not Chris the Mole.
He's not here, somebody has to do it.
But yes, it is Marcus Shadow. I am here.
I can cut off the desktop there. And also joining us for, I believe this is the first Spring of Starkid we've been able to get her in. Although, were you in the one for Starship?
Yeah, I think so. The one with the bug world.
Yeah, I think we Skype recorded. Oh, returning then for our second Spring of Starkid appearance, the Queen of Hearts.
Off with your head.
Indeed. Anyway. Today, of course, we're discussing Wholly Musical Batman, the production just before Twisted, and also just before Harry Potter Senior Year. So the third most recent production. We're a little out of order here, but we're getting there. So, we're going to use the usual format here. We'll go through the production. We'll go song by song, talk about the events of the production, give our opinions. We'll laugh, we'll cry, and hopefully have some fun along the way. As a little backstory, Wholly Musical Batman was first performed on March 22nd to 25th of 2012 at the Hoover Leppard Theater in Chicago, Illinois. It is actually the first production done, the first production Starkid did that was not the second production that was not at, Starship was the first, the second production that was not at University of Michigan at Ann Arbor. Matt Lang directed the production, and the ensemble cast included Joe Walker as Batman and Brian Holden as Superman. Who else we got here? Let's see here. We've
Chris
got
Allen as Alfred.
Chris Allen as Alfred. Jeff Blim as our villain, Sweet Tooth.
Introducing Jeff Blim as Sweet Tooth.
Introducing Jeff Blim as Sweet Tooth, although we actually already introduced him because we just did the Twisted review, but yeah. Mm-hmm. Lauren Lopez as Commissioner Gordon, Nick Lang as Robin, and all the other characters play 10,000 characters each. So, it's just kind of crazy how many characters they all play. So we'll get into that. The production itself, the soundtrack for this production was released as on two separate albums in April of 2012, alongside the YouTube premiere of the musical via Bandcamp. That's what I call Starkid has 7 of the 9 musical numbers, as well as instrumentals for those 9 numbers, and 4 demo versions. The Wholly Musical Batman soundtrack contained the other 2 numbers. So there you go. This is, of course, a setup of the DC Universe, and a overall parody of DC superheroes and superheroes in general.
Mm-hmm.
So we open with the scene of young Bruce Wayne seeing his parents get mugged down in an alley by a robber, thus inspiring him to become the Batman. With the openings, which is seen via the opening song, aptly titled "Wholly Musical Batman."
Mm-hmm.
Sung by the company, but primarily vocalized by Dylan Saunders.
Yeah. It's a fun song. I think it's too long. I mean, it's literally pretty much the entirety of Act 1, Part 1. It's like, yeah, that was just a little long.
I think it's actually more than that, isn't it?
No, it ends at the end of that video.
Fair enough. Tiff, what do you think of the opening song?
It was okay.
One shot, two shots in the night, and they're gone. And there's nothing, no, there's nothing he can
It
do.
was kind of long.
Yeah, it was a bit of a long number. I got a little confused when I first started watching because I'm like, is this just it? That this is what they're going to do? This whole thing is going to be this one number of this stuff? Is this a full musical? What the hell? But then it kicked in, I'm like, oh, okay, here's the rest of the musical. Um, so we got a really long way. Anyway, so we established that the people of Gotham City love Batman, but he doesn't really give a crap about them. He likes to just lord over them that he is more powerful than them, and he likes to beat up bad guys because that's what he does. Specifically, he likes to beat them up by shooting them in the kneecaps from his plane. I should say it's their patella tendons, rather. And we see Batman beat up a variety of goons and establish himself as a superhero.
Like, I will say, the way everything was cut and the way the scene was written was actually pretty good and pretty damned effective. It's just they made that entire sequence basically the opening number. It was just too long. It works as an opening sequence, does not work as an opening number, in my opinion.
I can agree with that. What do you think, Queenie?
I probably agree with Shadow.
Alrighty. So, Commissioner Gordon throws a party for Batman and offers to give him the key of the city with a special guest to present it all the way from Metropolis. That being Captain Marvel.
Superman!
That's right, it's Brian Holden as Superman. And he immediately begins to start showing up Batman by flying way faster than his plane, catching the Riddler out of nowhere, and just generally being all around better than him, which pisses Batman off.
He caught the Riddler?
Oh, that was the Riddler he brought in, yeah.
Yeah, he flies around and is like, oh, look, faster your plane, this. Oh, hey, look, I found the Riddler. You were looking for this guy, right? Hey, put down my villain.
Wonder why I don't remember that.
I don't know. It's a quick little scene. But anyway, so they proceeds to show him up, which pisses Batman off, and Batman just kind of flies away, which, of course, people of Gotham get pissed off at Superman for chasing Batman away, and they kind of turn on him, leaving Superman kind of alone.
Mm-hmm.
Meanwhile, Batman goes back to the Batcave where he meets up with Alfred, and laments that he's all alone, and that Alfred doesn't count because he pays him. And as we established, Batman being kind of sad and alone in the Batcave, starting with Alfred, we go into a song called Dark, Sad, Lonely Night. Night spelled with a K. Which is sort of a lament by Batman and all the characters around him about how sad and lonely he is and has no friends. All he's got is a butler that builds jets and shit after he finds out that Alfred is also Lucius Fox, the one friend he thought he had that built him stuff at his company.
He fires him.
He fires him. He gets but the agency sends over a new butler, O'Malley, rather conveniently.
Who just conveniently happens to know how to get into the Batcave.
And conveniently has a British accent despite being named O'Malley.
And he doesn't notice that he's the same person.
Yep.
With the same accent.
It's Batman. He's kind of oblivious.
Ironically, the guy who played Alfred, I think he did a pretty good accent if it's not his original.
It's not. No, he has a regular American accent. That is that is effectively a Michael Caine impression, is what that is.
Well, I would say it's pretty spot on because all the time that I was watching it, I was thinking he sounds exactly like Michael Caine.
Yeah, I do have to say, since the Queen of Hearts brought it up, that a lot of people who like this production rave about Jeff Blim, and he does a fantastic job. But to me, Chris Allen, who played Alfred, made the production. He was by far the best part of the production for me. He basically, for those who have seen our Twisted review, what Dylan Saunders did for Twisted is what Chris Allen did for Holy Musical Batman for me, because he threw everything into that character. He had everything down from the hunch, the movement, to the voice and the dedication to the character and the characters within the character, which I'm just like, wow, this guy is phenomenal.
Mm.
And he can sing in voice, which, yeah, I mean, when he actually belts, it's obviously his voice. He kind of can't hold the accent when he belts, but if he doesn't belt, he can actually hold the accent, which not a lot of singers can do. Even the best singers sometimes can't do that.
Mm.
So yeah, props to Chris Allen. He definitely made this production for me.
Yes, and that's usually not duplicated. The opening Alfred portion of the song is never performed in the live shows. They started off with Joe Walker's the secondary part that Joe Walker starts up is where they always start the song.
Right. Well, because he's not there.
Yeah. Although they've replaced people before, but that particular choice they decided not to do that.
Mm-hmm. But yes, it is a good song. I like. Is it Dark Lonely Night or Sad Lonely Night?
Dark, sad, lonely night.
Lonely Night. Oh, okay, it was both. Okay, yeah. So yeah, I do like that.
Poor Master Bruce, poor Mr. Wayne, lonely caboose on a one-way train.
Yeah.
Good song. Anyway, so that song goes off, and Batman laments being alone, at which point O'Malley, a.k.a. Alfred in a hilarious beard and hat, decides he's going to find a friend for Bruce and looks in the classified ads. He puts away and saves an ad about a woman looking for an old English butler for good time for a rainy day. And then, after turning away an ad for dogs for sale, finds an ad for orphans for sale and heads off.
Mm-hmm.
Meanwhile, the Penguin has called a meeting of all of Batman's villains because they're kind of tired of getting their asses kicked. They all get together, they meet up, and they open with the song Rogues Are We. At which
Best song in the production.
Yeah. At which point they all sing about the fact that they are, they're the villains, what they do, they're evil, they terrorize things, they make puns based on their powers because they're Batman villains, and it's pretty awesome. The rogues include, in no particular order, Nick Strauss as the Penguin, Jamie Lynn Beatty as Poison Ivy, Jim Povolo as Mr. Freeze, Dylan Saunders as the Scarecrow, Denise Donovan, I believe it was Denise Donovan as Catwoman, I think. Let me see here.
Yeah, I think so.
Yes,
I do have to say,
was.
Nick Strauss as the Penguin, brilliant.
I 100% agree.
Yeah, Denise Donovan as Catwoman, and
hey, let the Queen of Hearts finish her thought.
Sorry, I was just trying to. You interrupted me.
I was filling space while you were Wikipediaing stuff.
I have it right on the screen. I just had to scroll up.
Anyhow, just continue.
No, go ahead. You were talking. I'm sorry.
I lost my train of thought. Just continue.
Yep.
We'll get it back on the rails.
No, it's a lonely caboose on a one-way train.
That was good. Okay. Anywho, so the rogues sing Rogues Are We, and all the rogues play by different characters very well. And after they have their meeting and talk about how...
Excuse me, sir. I was just going to say, I also like the running gag that they introduced with Rogues Are We with Two-Face.
Yes, Two-Face...
Played by Chris Allen.
Yeah, Two-Face shows up played by Chris Allen, and it's established in a scene prior to this, in which is a scene where Superman laments that he's not as popular as Batman. He sits talking to Green Lantern, played by Dylan Saunders, about how he's not as popular as Batman, and that Batman has way more Twitter followers than him, and then his Twitter handle is the real Superman, which of course makes him sound like the fake Superman. Because Superman is owned by some douchebag named Bruce Wayne who just uses it to make fun of it. And so he laments to how lame Batman's villains are, and specifically mentions Two-Face's lame gimmick of doing things in twos. Like, what is he going to do, rob the Second National Bank of all its $2 bills? Ooh. So when Two-Face rises to the villain meeting, they immediately tell him to get the fuck out. He tries to legitimize himself but fails, and they throw him out of the place. Meanwhile, as Two-Face is leaving, who should enter but Sweet Tooth, the newest candy-themed villain in Gotham, who has been terrorizing Gotham with his candy-themed crimes.
It should also be mentioned that at this point in time, it's established that Joker has bit the big one. so they don't have to have a Joker in the production. And the Rogues actually do mention, I think it was that the Rogues or Superman, someone mentions a candy-themed villain, and they're like, yeah, that'd be kind of stupid, and then Sweet Tooth shows up.
Yeah, again, that's that again that meeting between Superman and the Green Lantern mentions. What's his name? Stupid villains are just a guy in a suit with a thing on his head who makes puns based on his stupid theme. I mean, what's gonna be next? What's the least intimidating thing you can think of? Candy. A candy themed supervillain. That's just gonna be next.
Yeah.
And yes, it is mentioned by.
Surprisingly, I don't remember that.
Yeah, that gets mentioned.
I remember
Also,
the thing on the head, but I don't remember them saying that part. I remember them talking about like the Riddler and a couple of other characters that I remember,
Yeah.
but I mean,
yep. It's also mentioned by Julia Albane as Vicky Vale, who repeatedly reports on the news in this production, that the Joker has fallen from the New Gotham Bridge, and not a few seconds later, his body is found. That the Joker is confirmed dead.
oh yes.
Yep.
So,
Which ironically, I found this guy almost completely like the Joker, and
That was the
he was
point.
a really well. I mean, the guy who played him very, very well. I like you said about liking the guy who played Alfred. I liked
Hmm.
this guy out of the whole play. I find him kind of corny with his candy puns and everything, but I mean, I really like he played the character really well.
Well, the thing is, and I think this is why a lot of people like his portrayal of Sweet Tooth, and I'll admit I do like it too. He was spot on with it. He did very well, and it's because he played the character seriously. He played him straight. He he played the character as if he was that character, and the character is believing in what he's saying, and not realizing he's doing all these puns. It's just what he does, and because he did it kind of nonchalantly like that, it sold the character, and that's why it's such a great character, and why Jeff Blim did such a great job with that character.
I found this character very entertaining.
Yeah, he was funny. He did a good job. He was good.
yeah.
Can't can't deny that. What say you, Mr. Phoenix?
I agree. But
So
yeah,
he's gonna get his payday.
yeah, I agree. I agree. Jeff Blume is my favorite character in this show. He really stole the show for me. I loved him in this. I liked Chris Allen's Alfred a lot too, but I really liked Jeff Blume as Sweet Tooth. I thought he was a great character. As soon as I saw him in this, I'm like, yeah, he needs to be in more productions. He's great. And
And then you saw him in Twisted and said, "Can you do anything else?"
no, I liked him in Twisted too.
Yeah, but wasn't it you who said, "Yeah, but his character in Twisted is basically a watered down Sweet Tooth"?
No, I didn't say that. I said that I said that at the end he gets a little sweet toothish with the schizophrenia, but that's about it.
Huh.
Anyway, so the rogues have them. So anyway, Sweet Tooth arrives and declares himself the new leader of the villains, and decides that they should kill Batman. Because face it, when they all work, the Batman is alone. If they all team up with not only themselves but also all the villains in Gotham, villains with lame themes, villain powers, all the villains they can find, including they bring in evil King Arthur and evil Sherlock Holmes and his Heat Ray, and evil Huckleberry Finn and evil Mother Goose, and all the various villains, and they sing a reprise of Rogues Are We as they unite with the plan to kill the Batman. Which is great.
Yeah. Yeah, you can see the chemistry between them two in this song, which I think helps sell the song.
Indeed.
Just with the choreography, you see the chemistry.
Yep. And it works. Meanwhile, back at the Batcave / Wayne Manor, Alfred encourages Bruce to come upstairs because he has a surprise from the circus for him, which Bruce is dismayed to find is not an elephant but a child. But Alfred explains that he's an acrobat and that he is an orphan. His mama and papa are also dead, much like Bruce. So Bruce introduces himself, and they find out that they are very, very much alike, and they get along, and that they should decide that they should be awesome friends.
Don't you mean more than friends?
No, this isn't that Batman.
Yes, it is. Because
Well, it certainly seemed to go in that direction.
Yes, it is. I think that's what they were going for, because Nick Lang certainly made it seem like he was gay. I'm
Yeah.
sorry, he played it gay. There's no other way
Mhm.
around it.
Mm-hmm. Long lost brothers who found each other. Thank you very much.
Hmm.
Yeah, brother lovers. But
Okay
I
then.
don't know what production you were watching, Jim, but I believe near the end of it, Batman does actually come right out and say he loves Robin.
Yes, and if I could be so bold as to quote the show Scrubs, it's a guy love between two guys.
it's
Right. Anyway, continue.
well, it's a bromance, really, I guess.
Exactly.
Right.
It's a bromance. It's funny. Anyway, so Bruce helps Robin find the inner thing that he fears most, which is a Robin. He becomes Robin, and they go out and start fighting crime together, much to the chagrin of both the villains and the people of Gotham, who think that it's kind of made Batman a sissy having a partner and not being alone and shit. The Act 1 ends with the elongated production, the dynamic duet, which is Batman and Robin thinking about their awesome friendship and all the things that they're doing together and how awesome things is.
That was pretty good too. It was
You're my
choreographed pretty
bride
well.
tonight, you're my morning bird. That's a pretty good song, and that rounds out Act 1.
Indeed.
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 So, that runs out Act 1. Moving along. We open up Act 2 with the citizens now having Robin and Batman out there fighting together with the song Robin Sucks. As the citizens lament that Robin is just some 10-year-old kid. He's trying to spread all happiness to everybody of ruining Batman's cool, dark image and generally being a pain in the ass, and they're all a little tired of him. And they sung a song about how he sucks. Robin sucks.
Hmm.
Oh,
You all right?
yeah, right. I will say this song is one of the prevalent ones, as when I attended Starkid Takes Manhattan, a couple of people brought signs like it was the WWE, and one of the main things on the sign was Robin sucks.
Haha.
Nice.
So there you go. So opinions on Robin sucks.
It's a fun song,
Mhm.
and it was choreographed well and everything.
Mhm.
Robin said, "I stayed Wisconsin. Well, what else do you need to know? Robin sucks."
Hmm. I enjoyed the song.
It's a good song.
As many of you are watching this, I don't have much experience doing these recordings, so if I'm not that talkative, well then, oh well.
Well, we're gonna have to get you used to them. So, moving along, after the people get a little tired of Robin, Batman gets pissed at O'Malley, the butler, for trying to hide the newspaper about Robin sucking from him, and he fires him, only for him to be quickly replaced with Quan Lee, the Chinese butler.
And we lost Jim. Good job.
I'm right here. What?
We still lost Jim.
I'm right here. What?
He's still here. He's still talking.
Because Jim's internet sucks.
He's talking. I can hear him.
Yeah, it's only you that can't hear me.
Oh,
Your
we're
internet sucks.
Okay, this is still live, so
Yeah, sorry. Technical difficulties. Anyway, I'm going to continue. So, we get into the production here, and as we get into Act 2, and after Quan Lee, the Chinese butler, takes over for O'Malley,
mhm.
we see Robin rescuing Rachel Dawes, but he's then captured by Sweet Tooth, and he also takes 3,000 people hostage in Gotham Square.
Now,
Yeah.
on that note,
Yep.
Are we going to discuss the fact about the Smarties and the Rockets?
Hello, I'm back.
Hello.
Welcome
That was
back, Marcus
weird.
Shadow.
Thank you.
Anyway, we're gonna get there. We're not quite at that. We're
Oh,
gonna get there
okay.
in
I
one.
thought we were there.
No, we are. We're gonna get it in 1 second. I just want to mention one other thing that I skipped over.
Okay.
The other thing should be mentioned is that in the meantime, Superman has been repeatedly trying to call Batman on his cell phone to no avail, trying to book him for a fight with Solomon Grundy on Monday. And at this point, Superman calls it back saying that he was the only one that showed up for the fight. Aquaman and the other dudes didn't show up, and he's kind of also lonely and nobody likes him. So yeah.
hmm
Anyway. So, like I was saying while you were gone, Marcus, is that after admitting that he agrees with Gotham's opinion on Robin, Batman fires O'Malley, and he's then replaced by Quan Lee, the Chinese butler.
That was funny.
Um, Meanwhile, Rachel Dawes is rescued by Robin, but then they're both captured by Sweet Tooth as it was just a trap.
It's a trap.
It's a trap. It's a trap! And he also takes 3,000 people hostage in Gotham Square, setting up his death trap plan. I want to mention something funny here, because this was kind of a fun thing that happened. I have seen this previously. The Queen of Hearts just watched it before we started recording this. In fact, she was watching it during the Twisted recording that you and I just been listening to. And we ran into an interesting thing because of international changes in candy. Because we were having a slight debate over the candy that Jeff Blim uses in this scene, where he calls Robin a Smartie and then hands him a roll of candy as one of his puns. And Robin goes, "Ooh, I like these," but then he realized, "No, that's a trap. I can't do that." Anyway, we got into a debate here because apparently there's the Smarties in America and Smarties in Canada, where the Queen of Hearts resides, are different. What actually happened was, in Canada, there is a candy called Nestle Smarties. They're a rather decent-sized, larger than M&M's, a decent-sized little, I think it's either chewable or a hard candy. Anyway,
They're actually color-coded milk chocolate candies.
oh, they're milk chocolate. Okay, fair enough. So they're color-coded milk chocolate candies made by the Nestle company, whom you might know as the people that make Nestle Crunch and other such candy bars. Well, that particular candy bar does not exist here in the good old US of A. That's only a Canadian and international thing. So here in the USA, we have a candy called Smarties that I'm sure we all know are these tiny little basically sugar pellets that basically kind of dissolve in your mouth and are either really sweet or really sour depending on the flavor you grab.
They're sugar discs, and they're usually sort of like citrusy fruit flavor, different fruits and stuff.
Well, they can also be like color like purple or pink or orange.
Yeah.
Like they can come color coded. You can get sour they kind of taste sour, a couple of them, but some of them they don't taste as sour. But ironically, up here in Canada, where you guys call them Smarties, up here in Canada they're called Rockets.
Yes, because at the time that the people that make these Smarties candy, as we in the USA know it, they went to sell it internationally, realized, oh crap, there's already a candy called Smarties. We can't do that, or people are going to get confused. So they changed the name to Rockets in Canada and international markets such as the UK. So as a result, the Queen of Hearts was quite confused when, to her appearance, Sweet Tooth makes a joke about Smarties and then hands him a roll of Rockets.
Yeah, I was thinking, okay, why is he giving him a roll of Rockets when he's calling him a Smartie? And they're actually supposed to be a different kind of Smartie, to my mind, like thinking this little pun or whatever. But
now
we've got it straightened out, and now
for a while the two of us were going back and forth. I'm like, no, they're definitely Smarties. She's like, they're not Smarties. I can see them. They're definitely Rockets. I went back 3 times. And we went back and forth until I finally Wikipedia'd Smarties. And I realized, and I said, no, Smarties are called Rockets. And then I read the thing on the page that, the name was changed to Rockets to avoid confusion with Nestle Smarties. And I'm like, oh, okay, now I get it.
Yeah, light bulb.
Ding! We didn't have a sound effect for that, unfortunately.
Mm-hmm.
That's one they need to add in here. Get on that, Google. Anyway, I'm back. Moving on
how
to
about this one?
Yeah, that'll work.
Anyway.
We'll go with Marcus Shadow's Gone. So, moving along, Sweet Tooth announces that he's devised a little, whatchamacallit, a death trap. And then basically he's gonna put up a Facebook poll, and the people who got them can vote to either A, have Robin killed, or B, have Sweet Tooth drop a giant nuclear warhead, being the candy warhead, not an actual warhead, into the water supply, which it will make the water so sour that anyone who drinks it will have their head implode. Or explode, whichever one it was.
They said implode, but
Okay.
usually doesn't it mean the same thing? Explode and implode.
No,
Well,
because
implode means it's going to go in itself, and explode
exactly.
means okay.
Outward, yeah, exactly. Anyway, so
Before you Wikipedia it, ha.
yeah, haha. So after the death plan is announced, Batman is torn between saving the two, and Alfred returns, revealing himself to be there, and comforts him, saying that a lesson he learned from Mr. Wayne was that a true hero finds a way to do both. But Batman says, "Fuck that! I'm saving Robin. Fuck Gotham. They can go to hell." And as he goes in to do this, Gotham's about to go nuclear because if he saves Robin, then everybody's going to have the warhead in the water supply. And President Barack Obama calls Superman on his cell phone and says, "Hey, Superman, I need you to stop Batman for me. We both stand for truth, justice, and the American way. We get along. We see eye to eye, you and me. You should look me up on the Twitter sometime. I'm at the real Barack Obama. Because unfortunately, at Barack Obama is owned by some asshole named Bruce Wayne who uses it to make fun of me." So he sends Superman to go apprehend Batman by any means necessary, even if he has to kill him. And Superman is not totally comfortable with this, but agrees to the mission, and launches into a song called The American Way.
I kind of chuckled at this point when I listened to this musical because at the point they were like, "That's the American, not Canadian. Most of us are Mexican." I don't know.
That's the American, not quite Canadian. Most of us are Mexican. That's the American way.
Yeah,
It's a
it's
good
just
song.
funny.
Again, choreography. This production, I think, out of all the productions I've seen, probably has some of the best choreography that I've seen.
Well,
Oh yeah.
this one compared to the other one that I watched, the Starship one, I found this one more entertaining than the last one, actually.
Fair enough. So, we have the American way as Superman vows to take Batman down, and Batman vows to save his buddy. And hilarious cameos from all characters across this thing. Sweet Tooth sings a line, and we just kind of go over everybody. It's pretty awesome. And I would just like to say, a briefcase filled with $2 bills. That's the American way.
He came out and sang that.
Yes, he did. Bank accounts, trust funds, $1 million bills. That's the American way. If money can't fix it, then I haven't found it yet. Oh, the American way. Be born billionaires and have your butler build a jet. That's the American way.
So, next item up for bid.
I like that song. Anyway, American Way is a fun song. I like it. So we move along, and basically, Batman breaks through Sweet Tooth's barricade around Gotham Square because he has a plane, and he goes to confront Sweet Tooth, who, after beating everybody up, Sweet Tooth manages to get away with Robin as all the other villains are attacked by Batman's plane. And as he tries to chase after him, Batman is confronted by Superman, and they have a fight, which takes place during the song "To Be a Man."
That was a brilliant piece of choreography right there. That the fight sequence / dance number that went with that song was, yeah, I love that. That was probably my favorite part of the whole thing.
Yeah, it was really good.
I concur.
I agree. So, fuck you, I'm gonna kick your ass. Fuck you, I'm taking you down, fuck you. You wanna be the man? You have to be the man. I'm gonna teach you what it means to be a man.
Am I the only one who now wants that to be Ric Flair's new theme song?
Ha.
You wanna be the man? Woo! You gotta beat the man.
Woo! Good stuff, good stuff. So, moving along, we see them beating. Originally, Superman kicks the crap out of Batman until Batman pulls out some kryptonite and then kicks the crap out of Superman and leaves him in a heap on the ground and continues on his journey. Batman corners Sweet Tooth, but he throws Robin into that vat of boiling hot chocolate.
Not that vat of boiling hot chocolate.
Yes, Batman swings around and catches him, and manages to confront Sweet Tooth, saying that Sweet Tooth convinces him, Batman, you're not gonna kill me, you don't kill. He's like, no, but I don't have to save you. From what? From that vat of boiling hot chocolate, and he kicks him off the ledge. But Sweet Tooth does a last-minute plan, and he activates a remote voice detonator to drop the warhead into the water supply, which goes through as Batman and Robin manage to escape. Unfortunately, because of this, Batman has a talk with Robin afterwards, saying, I don't care about Gotham. You and me are going to get to the Batplane, and we're going to go away forever. But Robin reveals via the Facebook poll that actually the people of Gotham voted to have their heads explode and kill Robin because, they may dislike Robin a lot, but they love Batman so much that they're willing to sacrifice themselves for Robin just because Batman cares about Robin. And because he's just a kid trying to spread some cheer, And so Batman, realizing that the people of Gotham are not the horrible people that he thought they were, he kind of has a change of heart. And now realizes, crap, I just sentenced them all to have their heads exploded. What the hell am I going to do? And Robin tells him, there's one person powerful enough who could save us. And so Batman reluctantly calls Superman on the phone,
This is also the point where they're going over the Facebook poll where they ironically quote Spider-Man. That quote out of the Spider-Man movie. At least that's how I found it.
Did they? What'd they say?
They said, oh crap, you know that part of the movie where they're all standing on top of the Brooklyn Bridge and they're throwing things down at Goblin? They're like, oh.
Yeah, that's right. I forgot about that line.
Oh, that line. Oh,
Yeah.
come on. Like, you can
That line over
Wikipedia it.
there.
Yeah.
I have the Wikipedia up. They don't have the specific lines in here, just generic plot summary.
Fair enough, but they referenced that movie.
They did
Yeah.
reference it.
They did.
Because ironically, Spider-Man shows up at the end. And they do talk about Spider-Man.
Yes, they do.
So anyway, he calls Superman, and after Superman doesn't initially want to help him and is barely conscious, Batman kind of confesses that, look, I was an asshole to you only because I'm jealous of you because of how powerful you are. You're like the most powerful guy on the planet. Look at all this stuff you can do. You're awesome. And Superman confesses that I was kind of an ass because I'm jealous of you because you're so popular and have so many fans and all the cool gadgets, all the stuff that you have. And they realize, well, wait a minute, if we're jealous of each other and we like each other, why the hell aren't we friends? I don't know. Let's be friends. So they agree to be friends. Superman
Why can't we be friends? Why can't we be
friends? I'm sure if that weren't copyright, that would have been in there. But anyway, so after this, he convinces Superman the motivational speech is, where's that man who can leap over a building? Where's that man who can outrun a bullet? Or it's faster than a gun? Where's that Superman? And he says, I'm right here. He says, I'm going to have to go. He says, all right, I'm going to say this. I'm going to have to fly faster than I've ever flown before. And he flies out to space and then flies around in reverse around the world so fast that the world's rotation reverses and he goes back in time.
That's actually another reference to one of the Superman movies.
Yes, we know this. That's the joke. The first Superman movie. So he manages to go back in time and manages to get the warhead before it goes into the water supply. After fighting off some goons, he gets the warhead. Then he flies back to outer space and hurls it into the sun. Then lands back with Batman and Robin after the phone call was made, revealing that he did go back in time and save the day, and they think it's awesome. And they celebrate at the happiness that the day has been saved. With their new established friendship, they start talking about we should work together more often to be friends. We could be almost like a League of Justice. But what do you call the League of Justice? And Robin, of course, has a solution. You call them the Super Friends.
I kind of chuckled at that.
leaning into the finale song, one that they have used as a finale of their Apocalypse tour shows, and they've also the finale of Starkid Takes Manhattan, the finale of the encore, not the primary finale, but the very last song they do is Super Friends, performed by Batman and Robin and everybody, all dressed as various superheroes, including the ones who were superheroes in the production were there: Batman, Robin, Superman, Dylan Saunders as Green Lantern, even Spider-Man shows up. Wants to be
Iron
in the
Man, Aquaman, Hawkman,
yeah. Yeah, the Flash,
Supermoon,
the Flash, Hawkman,
Captain Marvel.
Wonder Woman, Captain Marvel, Aquaman, the Black Canary is in there, Green Arrow. Who else did we see in there? Plastic Man, and
I
a
don't know
couple
what
others.
Plastic Man looks like.
And he's a dude wearing red with the sunglasses.
That was Plastic Man?
That's Plastic Man.
I thought that was Iron Man.
No, the only
They came up
no,
with a
no,
corny. I thought they came up with like some corny costume for Iron Man.
no, that's Plastic Man. No,
Oh.
they were all DC heroes except for Spider-Man, who is also Alfred.
Mm-hmm.
So they sing the Super Friends finale song to round out the production, ending it with "No More Dark, Sad, Lonely, Batman," and the production ends.
Mhm.
Opinions on the production as a whole, my friends.
Which brings us back to the part that we were discussing about Batman and Robin and how at the end of the production and they were all posing. Um, Robin lays like he's down there on the floor and he just like reaches up, puts his hands up on Batman and just like adoringly kind of thing.
Indeed.
I don't know. You can cut it out. You can cut what I'm saying out or something.
No, this is live. This is going up as it is. I'm not editing this.
Hmm.
So, anyway, Marcus Shadow, your opinion on the production as a whole.
Oh, this production was, I think, the shortest production you said, right? That they've
It is.
done.
Yes, it's just over 2 hours. Most of them were closer to 3.
Yeah, I did find this one shorter. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Marcus.
That's fine. I was just gonna say, I think this is my least favorite of their productions. But this production has good music, has brilliant choreography, but I think it suffers from not taking itself seriously enough. There's too much comedy. The writing was a little bit lackluster, and I think they had too many characters for their own good.
Well, in all fairness, the DC universe has too many characters for its own good.
Mm-hmm.
I
True.
did find. Well, compared to you guys, this is only the second production, and compared to the second one, the first one, it was the shortest. And however, like I said before, it is the most entertaining I found compared to the last one.
Fair enough. You should. I mean, obviously you won't be reviews of them, but you should watch the others if you get a chance.
Yes.
They are very good. Personally, I like this production. I think it is. I support this production as being the funniest comedically of all their productions, even if it's not the strongest musically. And I think that's what drives it home. This is all about the DC reference. This was more about the references and the comedy than it is about the music. The music is almost incidental to the production. It's there and it supports it, but you could actually pull the music out and you would still have an awesome production.
I
And
know it's not probably what's the word that I'm looking for? It's probably a little bit meaningless now, but the quote that I was thinking about from Spider-Man was that if you mess with one of us, you mess with all of us.
okay.
That's right. And I kind of have to disagree with you, Jim, because like I just stated here, I felt that the music of this production was its strongest point, and that the writing it suffered because of the writing. The writing, I'm sorry, just wasn't that good. It had some clever stuff. The lyrics of the songs were good. The songs were well written, but the rest of the play was just kind of eh. to me. I understood what they were going for, but at the same time, it's like it fell into the trap that the Wayans brothers always fall into when they're doing their parody movies. It felt like one of those, but musical version. I was just like, really?
I disagree. I think that yes, the music was good, but I think the comedy and the DC references and showing their love for the DC universe is what made it funny. They were able to work in so many characters and so many jokes about the DCU and so many references that you picked up being a fan of Batman or at least of the DCU. I think that's what made it strong.
Fair enough.
I did get some of them, if not all of them.
Fair enough.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, those are our opinions.
Yep. What's your overall opinion, Queen of Hearts? You kind of focused on the one thing you didn't give an overall.
She said she enjoyed this one more than the other one.
I
Fair
did,
enough.
because I've only seen the two.
Right.
I didn't see as many as you guys did.
Right. Okay. Fair enough.
So I couldn't give it an overall whole, like I couldn't explain a whole lot more on it other compared to the others that I haven't seen yet.
Fair enough. Well, overall, like I said, I really like this production. I felt like its comedy was its strongest point. The music helped drive that home, even if the music wasn't as strong as some of the other productions. And I think it's really funny and it's enjoyable if you could suspend your what do you call it? Your
Turn your brain off.
Yeah, turn your brain off and enjoy it because, if you're a loyal comic fan, yes, obviously these aren't loyal to the characters. They're not meant to be. I know our friend Chris the Mole had some concern about that. He actually watched this one and he didn't like it because he is a very diehard comic fan and felt that this was kind of a mockery of the characters, which to an extent it is, but that's kind of the point.
Yeah.
So, all right, well, there we go. Thank the two of you, and also I'm going to throw thanks out to the two of you for being here and in the other reviews. Marcus Shadow for being in almost every review I've done except for one of them. And to Anastasia Laserbeam and the Fallen Angel for being in some of the other reviews. And Queen of Hearts for being in the two that you've been in. I'm James Phoenix, and this is the final video of the Spring of Starkid. I hope you guys enjoyed this look at all Starkid's musicals, even if they were kind of mistimed and out of order. Sorry. That said, hopefully the Spring of Starkid will make a more professional-looking resurgence next year, because coming just this summer alone, there are not one, not two, but 3 new Starkid musicals, including Starship Requiem, which will be performed as a script reading at LinkyCon in Orlando. In addition to the 2 shows being performed at the Starkid Summer Season, Annie, a parody, which is their Star Wars send-up, and The Trail to Oregon, a send-up of the hit game Oregon Trail, written and directed and performed by Jeff Blim.
It's pronounced Oregon.
I don't care. I'm not in the West.
You fail at geography.
Uh-huh. No, I know the name of it. I didn't know. If I found the geography, I wouldn't know where it was.
Hey, part of geography is knowing how to pronounce it too.
No, that's just pronunciation. But
I mean,
anyway.
you don't need to know where it is just to pronounce it.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
All right. Well, yes. So for those 3 musicals and whatever else Starkid comes out within the next year, join us next year for the Spring of Starkid. Hopefully it will return. And given that we're now going into the month of July, starting this coming Saturday night, join us for our first live Around the Pound, again via this Google Hangout method, where hopefully as many members of the gang as we can get will join us to kick off an event that's not only on the Lair of the Phoenix, but that some of the other producers will be joining in on, that we're calling the Summer of Disney. And we'll kick it off with a look at the state of Disney.
That'd be interesting.
And we're kicking it off next Saturday night with a look at the state of Disney as a whole. Its movies, its TV, its product, everything. We're going to take a look at it. We're going to talk about it. Queen of Hearts, feel free to be there. That will be at the usual end of Raw time on Saturday night, next Saturday. Okay. If you can be awake. Mm-hmm. And we will see you then, and there'll be a lot of great Disney reviews coming. I will be, of course, finally, a year out, putting up the top 20 deleted Disney songs with Marcus Shadow.
Yay!
That will be going up. Whether I put up the old one, whether we re-record it, I don't know, but something will go up. You will have the list finally. There will also be reviews of some hit Disney TV shows. Chris DeMole will be joining me for some of those. And we will also, I will be reviewing the new 4-album Disney compilation CD set that just came out. When I get a hold of that, I'm going to be reviewing that as well. Plus a variety of movies. I'm hoping to get a review of Frozen in there. I think Marcus Shadow has a couple of Disney movies he wants to review.
We'll see about that.
Yeah. And whatever else we can get done. So stay tuned for the Summer Disney. Let us know what you love about Disney. We'll review what we can. I'm James Phoenix. On behalf of everyone at the X Pound, we'll see you next time. Peace.
See ya.
Good night, everyone.
Bye, everybody. Bye.
Click.